Jones. Okay. We about to have a good time as always, y'all. We got BuddButtx gonna come through and chop it up. Today we want to discuss Russell Westbrook and the Lakers. A lot going on in the NFL. I don't know what kind of game that was again last night, but it was hard to watch. Russell Wilson has completely lost his mojo, it looks like. Even when it was rough in Seattle, we didn't see Russell Wilson looking that bad, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he did not look good at all. And as you already know, I'm not a big fan of Justin Herbert. Yeah, he throws a nice ball. He's a big kid and all those good things. He has all those tools. But I'm not a big fan of him as well. And he didn't look too great either. So, coming into the season this year, we heard a lot of people, especially sportscasters and pundits, talking about which conferences would be great and which conferences wouldn't be great. And we heard a lot of talk about the AFC West and the AFC North being two powerful divisions. Well, as it looks like in the AFC North, only the winner of that division now will probably more than likely go to the playoffs, you guys. There's not going to be a playoff team coming out of the NFC North. And then when you look at the AFC West, I mean, the Raiders are underperforming dramatically. Nobody expected the Raiders to look this horrible this early in the season. The Chargers aren't scaring anybody. Bosa, Derwin James, they're not scaring anybody. Okay, the Chiefs look to be the the class of the league. I mean, still, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid are still the class of the AFC West. And as it looks in the AFC as a whole, we're basically just looking at Buffalo and Kansas City as the AFC representation in the Super Bowl. Now, over in the NFC, I don't know how long it takes ayahuasca to get out of your system, but to me, I don't know, is Aaron Rodgers still getting high, or is he still high? Is he still feeling the effects of the psychedelic trip he took, or is he just lacking weapons and any kind of offensive ingenuity out there from LaFleur? Yeah, there he goes again. Y'all put LaFleur on that pedestal as a great coach and up-and-coming coach, and he hasn't won anything. We do this all the time. We put people on pedestals, and they don't even win anything. We worship them. We idolize them. We say they're the greatest. They're the next coming of this, that, and the third, and they don't win anything. So I never get caught up in the hype. We got to wait to see what the performance, in games actually looks like. But the NFC's not looking like a real tough conference so far, you guys. I mean, 49ers defense was looking real nice and feisty until they ran up against the lowly Atlanta Falcons this past weekend. So I don't know what happened there. Some injuries, of course. But you always got to, focus on your depth. That's why depth is so important, because you're going to get injuries, and the game is physical as football. I mean, you can't expect that every player on your team is going to go out there every week banging up against other human beings and not suffer or sustain any form of injuries, okay? So you got to work on your depth, and that's why everybody get paid. So I don't ever look at injuries, even though it could be the star of the team or the best player on the team. I never look at injuries as a valid excuse. Maybe a reason why you didn't play as well, but never a valid excuse for losing. So I don't look at things that way. The Packers, two-time back-to-back MVP? Aaron Rodgers? Well, we know how he look in the playoffs. Now it looks like that's how he's looking in the regular season. So the Pack got to get their shit together, and they got to do it quick. Because I'm not seeing Minnesota dropping the ball anytime soon in that conference. So all around the league, we've had over, 20-something comebacks of 14 points or more. That's usually enough to carry a whole season. We've seen that through 6 weeks so far. So one of the trends so far this year, if you've noticed, is the comebacks. Are the defenses, are they backing off? Are they becoming lackadaisical? Or they're going into the little prevent mode? Or what's the actual reason you guys think that all these comebacks are occurring? Me personally, I think it's the rules that benefit the offense and allows the opposing or the team that's behind allows their offense a little more leeway. And then if you couple that with the prevent defense, then you're going to have a lot of nice big chunks of yardage as you continue to try to claw back into the game. And you know, those big chunks of yardage, a little score here, a little score there. Now we talking about Uncle Mo. And once that momentum shift, now we dealing with a whole different type of game. Now the pressure is on the team that was winning. And some quarterbacks, or a lot of quarterbacks, aren't built for pressure, you guys. They're built for to run the play and how the play is designed. So we're going to switch over and pivot real quick for you guys today. And we're going to do a little basketball coverage. Really interested to see what the Los Angeles Lakers are going to do with Russell Westbrook. It's a lot of drama coming out of LA, so we'll see what they do. I'm going to bring BuddButtx on. We're going to discuss that. So y'all stay tapped in, stay tuned in, and we're going to chop it up in a minute. Okay. Thanks everybody for tapping back in. You know I appreciate you. As promised, I finally got a hold of BuddButtx, and we're gonna
Yo,
go
yo, yo,
ahead
what up?
and discuss this Laker debacle that's going on. Now, Bud,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on the show. I certainly appreciate you, sir.
I appreciate you having me anytime.
Always.
Anytime.
So, what's the deal with the Lakers, and more specifically, what's going on with Westbrook? What they gonna do about Westbrook out there in Los Angeles?
Um, Me personally, as a lifelong, well, basically a lifelong Laker fan, I'm ready for this shit to be over. I'm ready for LeBron to play out his contract, get off the books. I'm ready for Westbrook, one of my favorite players in the league. You're not a Laker though, so like it's time for you to get out of here with that bullshit. I want a whole new clean slate because I have no good vibes about what's going on with this year and what's coming up. They gonna be lucky to make it to the playoffs, and we ain't even got no draft pick. What they should have did is not get street clothes Davis. They should have kept all them picks and players, and they would have had it. And LeBron should have built them up, and they could have had a championship squad moving forward to this day. Imagine if they had Brandon Ingram today with Josh Hart and Clarkson and Lonzo Brawl. You would have to diggle your defender. You wouldn't even need Pat Beverly. You got your perimeter defender at the point guard right there. Y'all
Right there.
gave all that. Not to mention Kuzma. You got bench help. You gave away depth for superstar talent who don't even dress to play here in street play. So I don't have no good vibes about this upcoming season. Uh, I hope LeBron plays out this last year and opts out and tests the free agent market. Westbrook
So,
money come off the bench
so
books.
all the good vibes, the kumbaya from the
All
bubble
that's bullshit.
from the bubble
That's
ring
for the
is
media.
gone.
Him and Beverly, they don't get along. You know how he is. They gonna act like they good along because but Westbrook still looking at it like, bro, I'm getting 47 million. You getting whatever. You not nothing. He don't really like him. I'm not listening to you when you trying to call your time. I don't want to hear none of that shit you talking, Pat Bev. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to really get up out of here, man. They want Kyrie anyway, so that's what they should do. Now, maybe, getting LeBron might be to the extreme of it, but getting Westbrook off the books and using his 47 million next year is gonna go a long way.
Let me ask you
Now,
this.
if you,
Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
When do the Lakers start getting their first round picks again? After they gave up so many to I think it was
I know they don't get it this year. How many did they give up? 3? I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
I don't
think
even
you
know
only
where they
allowed to give up 3. I think they won't let you give up more than 3.
listen. The Lakers ain't never been about the picks anyway. This is the whole thing why they should have stuck with that the young players they had, because they don't really draft in that position often. And when they do with Magic and Worthy, it was a successful dynasty by sticking with them young players, not mortgaging the future for a guy who can't stay suited up more than 60 games a year. That's flat out. So what they should do, like, get rid of LeBron, get rid of Westbrook, bring in Kyrie Irving and another big time free agent to go along with AD, and then you can start to move forward from
Also, when
there.
you talking about the guy in street clothes, you talking about LeBron.
No, I'm talking about Anthony Davis, first of all, but I still would rather move forward with Anthony Davis than LeBron, because it's the tail end of your year. After 20 years, we can't look for it's if you're not going to give us a championship this year. You're not going to do that. So
Well,
what are
let
we
me
trying?
ask you:
You
is
know,
LeBron still top 5?
I ain't saying he is. Now, out of name and recognition and respect for his career and longevity, of course, but they like he's definitely not a top 5 player that you really want to build a championship team around. He's not going to be there long. So
So how long was his extension for?
I think it was like for two and a option. Him and AD come off at the same time. Well, what I'm hoping is he leave that option year, which if it ain't this year, it's next year. I hope he player opt out, go to wherever Bronny is from. We get Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? We don't get Kyrie this is my thing. This is my theory. We get Kyrie this year. Once we get the money from Westbrook leaving. So they gonna make a run next year with LeBron. This is gonna be his last hurrah. LeBron, Kyrie, AD, final hurrah. They don't do it that year. If they don't do it next year, he gonna opt out and go wherever Bronny. If they win, he might try to opt in and do it again to try to pass Kobe and into J Rock territory with 6 titles. But if he don't do it next year, he definitely going. I'm willing to play out his last little, but like I'm really tired of this. Like we didn't bring you here for this. We didn't bring you here to be wondering if we was gonna lose or not. We brought you here for championships. Chips. Not that one little bubble.
Plural.
Okay.
Plural.
Plural. That one bubble in 4 years is not good for a hired mercenary in Lakerland. You are not a Laker lifer. You are not the greatest Laker. You won't be considered that ever. So stop with that narrative. Okay. Stop that off rip. He's never going to be the greatest Laker. It's Kobe and then it's Magic. Then you still got to fight through Worthy, Kareem, Byron Scott, Cooper. Like, come on, bro. One chip. You gotta even have 3 to even be considered the greatest Laker with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So let me ask you this before we wrap it up here, Bud.
Yeah.
What do the Lakers need to do to compete this year?
This year, if they can expedite the release and trade of Westbrook, you know what I'm saying? If they can get that done immediately, the better. The longer that lingers on, it's not gonna work. Schrader, Westbrook, Beverly, I don't like that mix of my league guards, all 3 of them. Nobody's really threat. I don't like that as my main guards, okay? I just don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got LeBron. Westbrook, I love Westbrook, man. It pains me to talk about Westbrook, but at this point, with his personality, he needs to go somewhere where he can just do what he do. He can't do what he do with the Lakers. You're not going, and he's so stubborn. He's not going to conform to what they want him to do, and that's playing him off the bench. It's ludicrous. It sounds good, but in practice, in reality, I don't see that working. I don't see him changing enough to be.
Well, he hasn't given any indication throughout his career that he's willing to change or adapt. So I have to agree with you on that. Well, Bud, look like at best, eighth round, eighth seed.
Playing games. I don't see them. It's no way I see them.
At worst, we might have to scrap the whole LeBron James experiment and do something else with that additional cap space for the.
Because it's over with. If he don't do it this year, I don't want no more excuses for him. Get out of here. This is real Lakers. Like, I'm not a LeBron ball wagon guy that's coming over. Like, I've been a Laker before you. You're a hired gun. If you don't come in and get 2-3, bro, it's a failure. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, the Lakers won nothing before the game. Yeah, every franchise has a low period, and then they come back out of it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing happened when they had the low period when Magic left, and then they came back out of it with Kobe and Shaq. This is the Lakers. We're always great. We've been great since basketball been played, okay? So it's not no one player that's making the Lakers great. The Lakers, everybody wants to play for the Lakers. So you get up out of here. I bet you we can get somebody else to fill his spot at the Lakers. We're in LA. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. So.
All right, man. Well, hey, I want to thank you, Bud, for coming on the show as always, man. I appreciate you. And I love you, baby. And I'll talk to you later, man.
Love you too, man. It's peace.
In a minute.
One love.